Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Mercury Through Houses. Today we're going to be doing Mercury in the ninth house and what happens when Mercury comes into your ninth house. Well, what is the ninth house? Ladies and germs. Ninth house is the house of philosophy, religion, higher learning, dealing with your teachers, teachings of your father, not the relationship with the father, teachings of your father, long distance travel, pilgrimage, holy pilgrimage, learning the art of preaching is seen from the ninth house. Ninth house is a house of how fortunate you feel in life. It's not a house of fortune where you're going to find some treasure in the box. Okay, it's a house where you feel okay. With $20,000 in my account, do I feel fortunate? Because one whose ninth house is really well placed may feel fortunate with $20 in their account. They'll be like, oh my God, I have at least $20 in my account. The other one has $20,000 in the account and he's like, oh my God, why do I have such little? Why am I not fulfilled? That's what ninth house is. So then you put Mercury here, which is your intelligence, your speech, your communication, your logical mind, your analytical abilities, your ability to distinguish, pretty much logic from mythology. And plus, Mercury is not a very good friend of Jupiter, according to ancient text and ancient stories, which I don't want to get into. But what happens here in this house is that Mercury, first of all, has tremendous intelligence to get the higher education, like a PhD, master's. It has the inclination towards learning something. Okay. But the reason why Jupiter doesn't like Mercury here, because Mercury is eventually somebody who is a businessman. Mercury by nature is a trader. Not a trader like, oh, I was betrayed. He wants to do business. He wants to exchange things. He wants to communicate things. So what happens here when Mercury comes in and learns, let's say, religious text, gets the higher degree, learns all the things from his guru, what he would want to do, he would want to, first of all, turn that into some sort of a business, wants to commercialize that. Second, Mercury is the ability to write, ability to communicate. So what he'll do, he can write all the religious text, all the philosophy that he learned, and he's want to publish that. And he wants to make money off of that. And even if there's a professor or a teacher with Mercury in the ninth house, even though he is well educated and he knows what he's talking about, his main purpose is how can I commercialize my ability? How can I make more money by doing what I'm doing? So these teachers may not only be teaching at universities, they could be going out there giving lectures. They can be making a world travel to give lectures on what they've learned because they know people will give them money. Because ninth house also represents long distance journey and more so to do with religion and philosophy. So whatever they have learned, they want to apply that towards the commercial use of things. This is why Jupiter doesn't like Mercury here. He's like, dude, I'm teaching you things with a true sense of spirituality, which does not involve money. And you're out here exploiting this for me, And so this is what happens here, that even though Mercury does very well, he is very much becomes greedy about, using somebody else's knowledge to do something else. Like these people will be one of those people like, okay, they find somebody who's a genius at doing something. And this guy doesn't realize that what he's doing is very valuable. What the Mercury in the ninth house person will do, okay, teach me. Great, thank you so much. Now what he'll do, he's okay, let's manufacture this. How do I make money off of this? And Mercury wouldn't really care about his feelings or what he's doing, unless there's an influence of Jupiter that comes in. And then you can not only be commercialized, you'll be more spiritual towards the other person. But here, Mercury really wants to learn. He has the ability to learn, and these are very intelligent people. But since Mercury is present in the ninth house, since his significance is present in the ninth house, he will still be a businessman. He will still want to publish his writing on religion and philosophy because he thinks he can do good for himself and the world. And there's nothing wrong with that, actually. These are very ancient written scenarios and text where making money was really bad. Being a businessman wasn't so well qualified. But now entrepreneurship and businessship is what making our economy run. So this position is actually very welcomed in the world. It is very welcome because of the fact that these people are able to create jobs, utilize whatever they have learned, whatever they have gained through higher learning. They want to commercialize it, and why not? Because of their ability to, learn something higher that other people are not able to learn and turn that into a commercial venture, these people are usually rich. They're very wealthy. Unless, of course, Mercury is debilitated. If Mercury is debilitated, then whatever you have learned, you will not be able to project that into a commercial manner. You will learn that, because you're still in a very good house in a sign of Jupiter. But then what happened is Mercury's intelligence is no longer logical. Okay, they will not apply what they have learned to a practical use. They will just keep learning. They will not know what to do with that knowledge. That's what happens when Mercury is debilitated. But we'll talk about more of that stuff when we go through, excelled and debilitated planets through houses, which will be a lot more enchanting. But from the ninth house, Mercury aspects the third house of siblings, of courage, of efforts, of short distance travel here and there, marketing, sales, media, writing. So then he takes the ninth house quality where he is in your horoscope, and he applies it towards the things that he sees, which is again what? Writing, communication, publication, marketing. These people will be those religious sages who will go out and do speeches regarding, whatever their higher spiritual belief is. But again, if there's somebody who has ninth house Mercury and they're doing the speech, I mean, without knowing if they have any positive influence from Jupiter or not, you can bet that they really want to commercialize their speaking ability. They really want to commercialize what they're talking about. They're not really in it to just enlighten the world. They want to make a living through it. But again, see, you guys probably will think, oh, that is a negative quality of Mercury. Actually, that's not. Because everybody has to feed their mouth. Even the religious sage who's going out, going across the country and doing all these lectures, he needs to pay his bills. He has a mortgage. He may even have a lot of debt, car payment, wife, kids. He has to do it. So it's not a negative thing. It's just that they're more smart. They're smart enough to make money off of what they're doing. So again, this is not a negative thing. Before in the ancient text or in the original text, it may say, Mercury is not welcome and this and that happens. But in today's age, this is what astrology is, where you change and mold things and bring it to what the new age is about. And here, it absolutely makes sense for somebody to make money off of what they have learned. It's only fair to give them something for what they have learned, which is what Mercury is. He just wants to do business, And Mercury from the ninth house, while looking at the third house, will also make them very, I wouldn't say very arrogant, but very smart-ass when they communicate with their relatives and their siblings. Because Mercury loves communication. And when he communicates with his or her siblings, and he communicates with this friend circle or, those relatives, he will try to project his intellectualism on them. He or she will try to project, oh, look what I've learned. And this is who I am. And they love communicating that. And so that's an immaturity of Mercury that is seen in every house. Because Mercury is youthfulness. It's our young self. And young people are usually mature. Okay, so in most of the signs, Mercury, especially in Gemini, will become somebody who just wants to project their intellectualism on everybody, especially the third house where Mercury is looking at. So that's something you want to watch out for. Not to be too show-offy and arrogant about your PhD or master's degree. Okay, it's just not a good thing. So guys, this was my analysis of Mercury in the ninth house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Mercury is placed and where you're projecting your intellectualism and immaturity, check out the link below. Check out my book there, Astrology, the Speed of Light. And when you get the book, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey, what's up, all you chaos lovers? So make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please share my channel with all your family and friends who are in love with astrology. Because I'm the man when it comes to astrology, okay? So make sure you do that. And I will see you tomorrow with another cool new video, okay? Sorry, I love my coffee spiked. Woo!